The LDP, or Liberal Democratic Party, the governing party of Japan, has been struggling with scandals for the last few years. One scandal was the Unification Church scandal, where members of the LDP were accused of having close ties to the controversial church. The other was the slush fund scandal, where the party was accused of failing to report over 600 million yen in contributions, and then these funds remained in illegal slush funds, leading to backlash and multiple resignations within the LDP. Both of these scandals were associated with the Abe faction of the LDP, which has been dominant in Japanese politics for years now. These scandals contributed to the LDP leader and Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, resigning. In his place, the LDP elected Shigeru Ishiba, a relative outsider within the LDP party, and maverick. Ishiba wasn't seen as part of the Abe faction, and he hadn't been afraid to criticise elements within the party in the past, which added to his outsider status. He promised a fresh start for the party to clean up the LDP and deliver reform. However, this wasn't quite enough for the electorate, and shortly afterwards, when Ishiba called an election in 2024, although he remained PM, he lost many seats and had to carry on as a minority government. This demonstrated that many Japanese voters appeared to have lost faith in the LDP. Nonetheless, Ishiba soldiered on as Prime Minister, forming a minority government, working with other parties, and working to restore the LDP's reputation. But now he faces a fresh scandal that could undermine his status as a reformer, offering a fresh start. Ishiba now stands accused of handing out gift certificates worth around 100,000 yen, or $670, to 15 first-year lawmakers. This might seem like a relatively minor act to some people, but Japan has very strict rules in place regarding political funds. It also speaks to past scandals and undermines talk of progress within the LDP and his attempts to refreshen their image. He has also been accused of being out of touch given the public's perception of the LDP to be handing out the gifts. He could also be accused of perhaps not appreciating the seriousness of the previous scandals. Despite this, Ishiba denies that the gifts violated Japanese law. This all makes life very difficult for Prime Minister Ishiba now, who has an upper house election coming in just a few months. All of this seems to underline previous negative impressions that many people within Japan had about the LDP party, and perhaps demonstrates to them that they haven't moved on. All of this also seems to add fuel to the fire for those within the LDP who are already looking to replace Prime Minister Ishiba. We'll have to see how this develops over the coming days and weeks.